Music and horror go together like butter and toast. Welcome all to my Dead by Daylight music tier list, specifically on the chase themes, as the menu music, the lobby music, is a different beast altogether. I can do a tier list of that at a later time maybe, but for now we're focusing on chase themes. Dead by Daylight has a unique problem to solve. It not only has to create iconic themes for these killers, but it has to do that in a 4-level structure, depending on how close the killer is to the survivor. That's not an easy task. Before I begin, I just want to throw out a few disclaimers. I am not a music guy. I'm not a musician in any sense of the word, so I don't know the technicalities or any of the musical jargon. But what I can tell you is, as a long-time listener of many different kinds of music, I understand how to use music in a very thematically rich way, and how it can really enhance the scene or killer or anything to do with what's being displayed on screen. It can really enhance the storytelling. And in Dead by Daylight's case, it can really change the mood of the chase and make the matches more memorable. I'll also only be discussing the music that was officially released, not the PTB music, because certain killers like Ghostface and Alien, they had their music changed in the PTB, in the test. I know that might seem like a cop-out, but it just makes things easier. With all that being said, I think it's time to begin. Right, let's go through my ranking style. It may seem a bit all over the place. At the very bottom, I have the default tab. That's just like an extra tab so I can put all these killers in there because they all have the default theme. Their music hasn't been changed yet, so I'm putting them here. And the reason why Trapper isn't here is because I'm using Trapper to represent the default theme. With that in mind, I really hope these killers get their own themes soon, because I can just imagine how iconic they could be in themselves, especially Huntress with the lullaby. The lullaby is already iconic enough, and it makes her stand out, even though she uses the default theme. Same with Freddy. He has the default theme, but when you're in the dream world, you can hear the 1-2 Freddy's coming for you song. And Bubba, although he doesn't have really iconic music, not that I can remember from the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, there is a sound effect that comes from that film that I'd really like to see meshed in with some sort of theme. It's the sound of, I can't really describe the sound effect. It's an old camera, and when it takes a picture, there's like a thwang. All that being said, these killers are down here. They can't be ranked, obviously. If I was to rank the best version, maybe probably the Huntress lullaby, because she has the lullaby to stand out. So now that we have the default tab done, my next tab is D for Decisive Strike, pre-nerf. I picked Decisive Strike because it's a reference to the one perk that is arguably the most annoying to go up against as killer. At least it was for me back in the day, before it got nerfed. It was a choice between that or Dead Hard. I think Decisive Strike beats it out for me. So this is bottom of the barrel. I don't like the theme. Bottom of the barrel, it's a combination of the song doesn't fit and also my own subjective opinion about how it sounds and how it feels to listen to. Next, we have Cursed with a Hex. These are songs that they're fine, but they're frustrating. They could have been so much better. They don't really fit. All right, next tab, we have Bred by Daylight. So this basically describes music that is serviceable. It gets the job done. It's fine. It tastes nice. But you're hoping for something a bit more substantial next time. Up next, for second best, we have another killer track. Very self-explanatory. Tracks that are pretty much are really just good. Like they fit so well. But what edges the top tab over this is my personal enjoyment of actually listening to them. Honestly, the two tabs could be interchangeable depending on a subjective list. But when I factor in personal enjoyment, that's where the next tab comes in. And speaking of which, we have our final tab, Sublime. I know these rankings are a bit all over the place, but I wasn't creative enough to come up with a Dead by Daylight pun for every tab. So this is what we have. Take it or leave it. And with that, let's rank our first killer. We have Trapper for default. It's tricky because I think there's 6 versions of the default theme. So it feels a bit unfair to lump them all in together, but for the sake of convenience, my opinion on them is the same anyway. They all measure pretty much the same on the scale for me, so, and I know a lot of people are nostalgic for this, so they probably rank it very high. Admittedly, I do have some of that nostalgia to it because I used to play this game religiously, and back then, this was the main theme for every killer except Myers. It was only in later years that they went back and changed a lot of the old Killers music. But even then, I was so fatigued on it. What I feel towards the theme is a mixture of fatigue and also it's so vanilla. It's not something I would listen to outside of Dead by Daylight. So you are going to sit firmly in Dead by Daylight. I think that's fair. I know I know a lot of people like to rent this time, but it feels right. Okay. Up next we have Billy Boo. That's I know his music very well, but let's see if we can find it. Am I blind? Where is it? There we are. I mean, layer 1 already is just... This is perfect. I don't know what to tell you, this is perfect. And I love the way the ambience of the background of the music sounds like a chainsaw. It's... I can... Even without that ambience, I can hear Billy Boo chasing me. This is layer 2, by the way. Layer 2 is, again, perfect. This is like, it's really ramping up the tension. I really feel the tension with this guy. Layer 3, here we go. I mean, come on. Like, I could gush about this theme all day. But the thing is, layer 4 could really ruin a song, depending on the killer, so... But luckily, layer 4 just enhances everything. I love this, and he's one of my favorite killers to go up against. And to play as, actually. I don't play much of him anymore, but back then, I had the time of my life. And this music perfectly encapsulates it. I was so happy when they changed it. Right. Billy Boo, Sublime. Our first Sublime of the day. Up next, well, if this is in order, this Spirit shouldn't be here, but... Alright, who cares? Spirit. I know it well, but I still need... I'm gonna play all their music anyway, refresher or not, but... Yeah, let's see. There we are. Great layer 1. From what I can remember. It's very intense. Eerie. Now layer 2. I don't actually know what to say about it. I'm kind of getting lost in it. It's very... It's reminding me of a lot. I try not to talk about the actual killers themselves and how I feel about them, and because I know that can factor into the bias of the song. But I do actually like Spirit, and I like going up against her. I think I played as her for a bit as well. She wasn't my main, but yeah. Even now, when I'm hearing this music, I can hear the phasing sounds that she does when she phases over to. It's a great layer 2. It's a bit understated. 3 racks it up a lot. I wouldn't put it in Sublime. It's very fitting. I'm kind of mixed on it. In terms of enjoyment factor, at least. But it is very fitting. Let's see what layer 4 brings it home. Layer 4, to me, it feels like it loses a lot of the mystique of the first 3 layers. It's kind of getting drowned out in the noise. I know that's what's supposed to happen, but... and then again, I don't know much of the lore I have read. I don't know much about spirits, so maybe this is perfectly fitting, but as far as the whole package coming together... Oh, that's tricky. I'm gonna put it here. Sorry, everyone. Yeah, I like it more than the default theme, so I'll leave her there. Right, Nurse. Wait, what am I doing? Put it there. I was already ranking her before I even listened. Nurse. Okay. Turn the volume a little bit. Can't really hear it. You know, I haven't gone up against Nurse in so long. It's strange. Back in the day, you'd almost be guaranteed to go up against her in every match. At least when I was playing, I played so much, I was kind of reaching the high levels, which is painful. I'm not big on layer 1. It sounds like it could be the beginning of Legion almost. Layer 2, this is interesting. I don't know how fitting it is though. It doesn't seem very... It's been a while since I've heard this, and I remember, like, because you don't hear these layers, because she teleports to you, it skips right from, like, 1 to 4, so you don't get to hear a lot of this. And now that I've heard it on its own... I was kind of expecting, I don't know, cello? I know you should, you know, take the music as it is rather than what you expect, but... Whoa. Layer 3. This does not scream Nurse to me at all. Yeah, not... Let's see layer 4. I like the melody, I just don't... I don't like it with her. Yeah, that's enough of that. This might be a controversial take, but I'm gonna say Curse with a Hex. I don't like it. Overall, as a package, I don't like it. I like layer 2, I think. And I like the melody of 4, but I don't like it with her. And yeah. First, Curse with a Hex. Right. Oh, Myers. Whoa, I wonder where I'm gonna put this as a Halloween fan. Oh yeah. We need the actual Myers theme. Yeah, this is it. I need a tab right above Sublime. This is layer 2. Layer 3. Perfection. Let's stop fiddling around. I mean, talk about taking the theme of the actual horror movie and converting it beautifully with the chase theme structure. It doesn't get better than this. It was kind of genius to take the sort of the chase music that plays when he's chasing after Laurie Strode and just turning into this. It's perfect. Now I'm getting flashbacks to all the times before the rework of Myers, back in the day when people used to play as him often. It was actually terrifying because a lot of them were so good. Right, let's stop wasting time with that. Let's go. Yeah, my bias towards Halloween movie is gonna put that above Billy Boo for me. Up next, we have the Hag with all that lag. Actually, funny thing is, I hadn't gone up against the Hag in years until a couple days ago. It was it was like a blast from the past. Of course, the Hag used to dominate back then. It was a time before you could share perks, so everyone played the Hag to use the perk Ruin. Ruin was different back then because it would just mean like it was almost impossible. There she is. All right, a few seconds in, great start. Very fitting already. See how it transitions to layer 2. Ooh. I love it. I love it already. Alright. A slight evolution of layer 2, but still excellent. Still really good. Alright, layer 3. Or sorry, layer 4. Excuse me. Oh, now I remember the game I had a couple days ago. Because again, the hack can teleport to you through the traps, so I didn't get to hear layer 1, 2, and 3. No, sorry, layer 2 and 3 in the game I played against her. It kind of skipped the 4. And that's the tricky thing with DbD. A lot of these killers can teleport, so you don't get to hear the layer 2s and 3s most of the time. But as far as layer 4 goes, this is so good. I know I just kept gushing about it, but I'm going to put on another killer track. Only because, again, personal enjoyment, I'm not going to listen to this outside the game. On the scale, it's more on the fitting side than it is personal enjoyment side, so I think it's perfect where it is now. Right. Doctor. Oh, yeah. I played against him yesterday, and it's been a while since I've seen him too, so it's nice to see some of these killers again. Now that the people have not stopped playing Jason, but, you know, in the first few days of Jason coming out, everyone's playing Jason, so you kind of get sick of it. But now I'm starting to see other killers now, it's great. What can I say? This layer 1 is perfection. I mean, look at this artwork. look at this artwork, and then listen to music. And even if you've never played DbD before, you know it's perfect. You look at this guy, and the music fits. Here's layer 2. It not only fits the character, but if you listen to this in a 24-hour playlist, you could probably feel insane by the end of it. I love that you can actually sort of sense the madness from it. Alright, layer 3. Perfect. Oh my god. No, this is brilliant. This is just... When you have a theme so good like this, you just want to see a movie based on these characters. I would love to see one based on a Doctor. Here's the Chase theme. Oh! I was listening to the PTV by mistake. Oh, my bad. I was wondering why Chase is different. Okay, I think it's mostly the same, but the Chase theme is different. Yeah, no, this is much better. Sorry about that, guys. Oh my god, I need to... Apparently I can't read. I know I said I wasn't going to talk about the PTV ones, but the PTV one was fine, but this is like perfect as the Chase. That was a big oopsie. Sublime. Oh, no. Billy Boo staying there. Clown. Clown, clown, clown. Let's turn that frown upside down. Where is it? Where are you? There you are. Yeah, I think I know where I'm putting this one already. I know a little bit about the clown's lore, so it's interesting. You can tell that the composer does actually pay attention to the lore and actually tries to bring it into the song, thematically at least. and you can really tell with Clown. There too. I mean, when you hear Killer Clown, you hear this music. It's... And the only thing is, I'm missing like the actual sounds in the game. There, 3. Perfect mix of circus theme sounds and insanity. It's so fitting. And now bringing in drums just really brings it all home. Right, A. It was sort of teetering on the edge of Sublime for me, but again, it's not something I would actively listen to. It's just extremely fitting. It's probably one of the killers where the theme music fits the most. So there we go. Another killer track. Okay, Legion. Now let's see if this playlist has Legion. But does it have all the mixtapes as well? I don't know how to if I'm gonna rank. I think I might loop them all into one. I know some people don't like the vanilla version without the mixtapes, but I actually really like it. I always thought it was really good. I always really enjoyed it. All right, I'll listen to all the mixtapes and then I'll average it out. I think that's the best way to do it, rather than putting them all in there. So we got layer 1, we got layer 2. I mean, yeah, no, it's... I really like this. There's a lot of them I like, so I hope my tier list isn't... I feel like my tier list is going to become boring by the end, because I'm just going to be gushing about a lot of them. As far as layer 2, this is brilliant. There's layer 3. It's perfectly representative of the Legion gang. Like, you listen to this and you just imagine all the Legion members going around committing murder. Right, therefore... Yeah, layer 4 does leave a bit to be desired, but I think that was intentional because of the mixtape, so I'll give it a pass for that. It does drop a bit. This could be layer 3, it doesn't have that punch. Alright, we're gonna listen to Julie's mix. I haven't heard this one in isolation before. Oh, that's really good. Alright, Joey. Ooh! This is very interesting. I like this one. Actually, it might be difficult to choose between them. Alright, maybe after I, you know, average them out and then rank them on the tier list, I'll try and figure out which one is actually my favorite of the mixtapes. This one's really hardcore. This is really going for her, holy shit. Alright, Frank, what have you got for us? Bring it all home. Kind of more or less default, but a little bit enhanced. Probably what I expected a default Chase Theme to sound like on its own, but... Alright. Last one. Human. Definitely haven't heard this one in game before. Ooh, I like the background sounds in this one. Alright, overall, I'm gonna average it out. If I wasn't including the mixtapes, this would be third on Bred by Daylight. But my favorite mixtape there was Susie's, and that really brought it up. another killer track. Yeah, I think that's okay. Alright, who's next? It's Ghosty Toasty. Now this one has controversy because of how much they changed in the PTB. But I'm just gonna... Oh, there's a lot of live ones. Nope, the final one's here. Whoops, there we go. Man, this has changed a lot. I didn't realize. Alright, but I'm only, like I said, I'm only gonna rank the live version. It's the one I'm most familiar with anyway. I didn't really get to hear the original. So far, so good. You know what I like about this? It's... Even though this Ghostface is not based on the movies Ghostface Scream, or it's not based on that franchise really at all, it's its own thing, you could feel the 90s aesthetic here. 90s, early 2000s. I hear a bit of Final Destination in there as well. That's really interesting. I like Layer 1. Layer 2? Huh. Why don't I remember hearing much of this? Is it because Ghostface is like, you know, stealth killer and by the time he actually gets to you, it's already past Layer 2? Maybe. I like this. I like this image too. Poor Dwight. Three changes are locked. And I can still hear the Layer 1 with it, and it doesn't feel like they mix well. Huh. Why don't... I remember liking this a lot more. I don't... In isolation, it's Layer 3 isn't fantastic. What's Layer 4 like again? I do like Layer 4. Well, yeah. I like it way more than Layer 3. Again, you can still hear Layer 1, and like what they use, the strings in Layer 1 don't really mix with this intense version. Now that's a surprise. I kind of have preconceived notions of some of these killers. Like, I kind of had an idea where I put them on the tier list anyway, but this one is a surprise. Definitely below Trapper. Yeah. It didn't come together well. I think there's an inconsistency there I don't really like. It's throwing me off. And that would make sense if the killer himself, you know, was just unpredictable, like crazy, all that kind of stuff. But no, it's Ghostface. There's a consistency to Ghostface's intentions, so... And he's funny. I don't really see a lot of that reflected in the theme. After this tier list is done, I'll probably go back and listen to the PTV and see if it's any better. But, alright, up next is Demi Boy. Oh, I love Demi Boy. I love going up against him. I love playing against him. I think he's one of my favorite killers to go up against. Even above Billy Boo. Demogorgon here? Yeah. No, this is PTV. Live, please. When I was super into Stranger Things back then, this was like perfect for me. I love Demogorgon, like in the show, in the first season, and in the game. Layer 1 is perfect there, like the eeriness of it, the 80s aesthetic, the 80s horror. If you know me well enough, you know that I'm crazy about 80s horror. I mean, perfect Layer 2, perfect escalation. Oh my god, this is... This is absolutely just top notch. Alright, therefore, I know I'm skipping a lot, but you know, it's for convenience sake and to edit better. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't get better than this. Yeah, no more. Sublime, sublime. Oh, Billy Boo, Billy Boo. Yeah, sorry, Billy Boo. Demi Boy is going up second in Sublime. Right, Oni. From what I remember of Oni's, I really like it. I like it a lot more than Spirit's theme. Yeah, I mean, Grey Layer 1 is just so packed, it's so rich. It feels like you're coming across something mystical. It's like I'm playing Ghost of Tsushima Legends. I have a soft spot for the mystical killers as well, where they deal with legends, demons. Great layer 2 to rack it up. Sorry, ramp it up is probably the correct term. Alright, layer 3. Really good. Really, really good. It's losing a bit of that sort of... I wish I had better words. I wish I knew all the musical terms, but there's a... It's losing all of the ambience of the layer 1 that really made it eerie. It's kind of getting lost in the noise. I suppose that makes sense. It's Oni. It's like he's the most aggressive and just powerhouse. But it, like, in terms of me enjoying the music, it's losing a bit of that. Alright, 4. This brings some of the sort of mysticism back, and I like it for that reason. Now he's a high tension killer to go up against. A good Oni can really just make you completely paranoid for the whole game. But we're not talking about killers here, we're talking about their themes. It lost a little bit of luster in layer 3, so the bottom end of another killer track, I think. I think that's fair. Who's next? It's good old Slinger. I've always loved this theme. I think I was really active by the time Slinger was introduced. Or Deathslinger, I call him Slinger all the time. So his map, his aesthetic, the fact I'm a massive fan of both Red Dead Redemption games and old school westerns, this is going to be a sure hit for me. And this music reflects that perfectly. Love it. No, it's great. It's oh yeah, I love it. Sorry, I got distracted from layer 3. And when you have this and you pair it with the sound of his gunshot from a distance and his laugh, this is such a good chapter. At least content-wise. I don't know, I can't remember the state of the game at the time, but you know, that's neither here nor there. Yeah, no, this is brilliant. It just pulls you in, just like his harpoon gun. Perfect. In terms of how it fits, perfection. In terms of enjoyment, pretty darn close. Oh no. It's alright, Billy Boo takes the cake, I'm afraid. Okay, next is Red Pyramid Guy. Now I love Pyramid Head. I'll try not to let my bias creep in. I love Silent Hill so much. Particularly Pyramid Head. As far as adapting the sort of musical style of Silent Hill and putting into this chase format is... man. The composer is a Michael or Mikkel F. April. He's just a master. This layer 2 is amazing. From what I remember, I think the layer 2 is actually my favorite of any of the layers, actually. It's like a ticking clock, almost. Layer 3? Yeah. Like this this layer 3 wouldn't be out of place in the most intense moments of Silent Hill 2. Maybe a boss fight, actually. And layer 4 just really adds on to it. Not every chase theme has to follow this structure, but I think I prefer it when the chase theme just doesn't drown out the other layers. It just enhances it, sometimes slightly, sometimes more effectively. But the point is, I don't like the layer 4s that drown out the rest unless it makes sense for the killer. Anyway, get away from that. I'm getting sidetracked. Oh, I'm biased, but no, it comes together so well. And as far as enjoyment, I just prefer Dr. Slinger, Billy Boo, and Demi, and Myers just had more. Now, who we have next? Blight of the Night. Let's go with him. Live, please. Only a few seconds into layer 1, you know this is just masterclass. I get to hear this and layer 4 more often because Blight is bouncing around the place. You don't really get to hear layer 2 and 3 again. But if you're gonna have a killer like that, make sure that layer 1 and layer 4 are just incredible, and this is one of those cases. Layer 2, it's more or less layer 1, but a few added things, or it's like the tension is reaching a boiling point. I really like this because it's like you can hear mad scientist or something turn from one of his creations. Again, the sort of mad scientist theme comes into it. For some reason, my mind goes to Frankenstein, even though in that the scientist creates something rather than does it himself. But you know what I mean. Whereas you can still counter Oni. In many ways, Blight is so unpredictable, so it just really adds to the madness of it all, and that music exemplifies that. We're gonna have a lot of sublimes here, aren't we? I feel like my list is gonna be pretty boring compared to others. But you know, this is how I feel, and if the composer just makes banger after banger, I can't help it. Where to put him though? I like him just before Slinger, I think. Alright, the twins. Very controversial chapter. But I remember the music standing out a lot. I remember people, including me, hating the twins going up against them. So I never really tuned into the music they had in their chase theme. I listened to their theme once in isolation and I was like, oh my god, this is incredible. Layer 1 is very, understated, but seeds of eeriness and just discomfort are really just prevalent here. Layer 2. Oh god, this is so good. I'm starting to remember it now, it's so good. I remember thinking back when I heard this, that this sounds like a movie soundtrack. Layer 3. You really can't beat strings, can't you, in horror? Layer 4. I imagine people don't really think much of this because, of their hatred towards the killer themselves, but this is just a masterclass. Sublime. Alright, up next we have Tricky Vic. It feels crazy now, but Trickster was a main of mine for a while. And I played on controller, so I made it work. Good times. I had the odds against me most of the time, but there were quite a few times where I pulled it off, so layer 1 is really nice actually. This particular video isn't segmented, so I can't really guess where the layer 2 and 3 is, so... Oh, there's layer 2. Layer 2 is a bit jarring. This feels like it should have been layer 3 to build up to that, but I guess, I know it's kind of part of his shtick to sort of be abrupt. I kind of wish the transition was a bit better. Layer 3, let's find it. No. Layer 3 almost feels like the chase. I kind of got confused for a second. Let's see how layer 4 brings it in. Yeah. I like layer 4 a lot. I remember liking that a lot. But I almost feel like layer 3 and 2 should have been swapped and built off each other. Yeah, it's not going to be as high as I thought it would be. It's either the lowest of Another Killer track or the highest of Bred by Daylight. No, I like the Spirit better. Not what I expected. I remember really liking that theme. But now that I think of it, it's kind of... It's all over the place in a way that makes it not enjoyable. It doesn't flow together as much as I would like. Especially considering the killer himself is involved with music. Who's next? Nemi boy. And the funny thing is, I am an OG Resident Evil player, so I played the original 3 in my childhood. I have not played Resident Evil 3, the remake. I couldn't really tell you much about Nemesis and that, but putting all that aside, I really like this layer 1. And I played as Nemesis a lot as killer when he came out, so... Oh yeah, I remember loving layer 2. This is excellent. This is... And even though I haven't played Resident Evil 3 Remake, this feels fitting to the Nemesis I know. Let's see what layer 3 does. Oh yeah. Really adds to layer 2. And brings layer 1 into it as well. It's just so good. Alright, let's see how Chase Theme evolves. This is an example of one of those chase themes where the layer 4 becomes extremely intense compared to layer 3, but it works for this because you can still clearly hear layer 1, 2, and 3, and this is just building on that in a very intense way that's completely reflective of Nemesis himself. This is top tier. Absolutely top tier. There we go. Perfect, I think. What do you think? I'd be interested to see how many people agree with the top category here. It feels a bit crowded. Who have we got next? Who you call Pinhead? Cenobite. Now, I've never seen Hellraiser, which just feels like a shame because I'm big into horror at that time, so I don't know how I missed it, but, you know, there's always time to go back. But as far as how he's used in this game, and his theme, love it. Layer 1, again, is understated, but I think that fits. Let's see how layer 2 brings it. Yes. God, the anxiety this would give me, especially being in this terror radius, getting all those chains on me. When he first came out, oh my god, he felt absolutely impossible. Yes. An amazing layer 3. Amazing. Yes, and a layer 4 that builds on it perfectly. It earned this. It's not jarring. It's just, it earned this. It's so good. If I knew nothing about Hellraiser, and you told me this was the theme for Hellraiser, I'd be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Above... yeah. I'm gonna run out of space, am I? Jeez. Right, next. The artist. I remember this chapter vividly. There's certain chapters that I remember vividly, and I remember the first few days of playing them and everything. I really like this. I like the killer. I like the map, and it seems like I'm gonna really like the music. Oh god, this is so good. I remember. Layer 3. I don't much say because I'm really just into it. I'm listening to it. Oh my god, this is so good. This is very... it reminds me of The Omen for some reason. I don't know why. I just keep thinking of The Omen. Old school Omen. Let's see how... yeah, this is very just like 1950s, 1960s horror, and I love it. Mr. April is just so good. Like he doesn't... obviously you're not going to have bangers every time, but to have this many already is just very talented composer. I feel like I'm pushing Dr. Twins and Pyramid Head into the sidelines here. Right. We stopped at Sadako. Let's listen to her music. Good layer 1. I haven't heard this much. I don't go up against her often enough. Layer 2. Ooh, very eerie, I like it. Layer 2. Pretty nice. I don't get to hear this because she teleports most of the time, so I don't hear layer 2 usually. What about layer 3 then? Pretty decent. I don't know how well it fits though. When I think of Sadako, I think, or like the Ring or Ringu in general, it's more like a inevitable doom rather than just high octane chase, if you get me. I know you have to change the rules a bit when you're doing a DbD theme, but alright, we'll see how layer 4 goes. Oh yeah. Again, I think this theme, less is more. It's great on its own, but as the Ring, I don't know. I think less is more. Something that gets under your skin in a more subtle way. So, but it is good. Yeah. I'll put it behind Ghostface. Ghosty toasty. Right. Dredge, my beloved. Oh, there he is. Yeah. Good layer 1, although nothing much going on. Layer 2. Oh, it really drops in, not in quality, but it drops in like pitch almost. It's darker. I like it. Layer 3. Oh yeah, love it. It's so familiar yet so alien at the same time. Nah, it's brilliant. Layer 4. Oh yeah. I think it sounds better in game when he's there. Just with his sound effects, I like it a lot more. It's a bit more like, oh my god, what is this? This is incomprehensible. Yeah, let's rank him. So, not something I would listen to on its own much, but it's another killer track. Wesker, let's have a look. There's a bit of a bias here because Resident Evil 5 is my most played Resident Evil game, so a lot of attachment to that. And on a side note, it's so cool to me that they brought Sheva into DbD. Did not expect that. From what I remember of this theme, it's pretty close to perfect, especially for him. Like there too is, oh god, it's so good. It's funny, I did play Resident Evil 5 recently. I went through another playthrough of Resident Evil 5 last year, and this music, you wouldn't expect this music with Wesker, but yet at the same time it fits extremely well. It's bizarre. Anyway, layer 3? Yes. This music represents a man who backs up his arrogance. It's so dramatic, villain. Yeah, it's sublime. We all know it's sublime. I like it more than Nemesis. I'm too attached to Slinger. He's definitely not going above Billy Boo. Yeah, I think he sits comfortably right beside Nemesis. Next, the Rhythm of the Night. Let's see. Haven't played much against him. I'm not really sure what to make of him, honestly. But I have not listened to his music in isolation, so this should be interesting. Okay, layer 1 is very, standard. Moving on to layer 2. I like the sort of subtle beat. Not overstated. Layer 3. Whoa! That was a bit jarring. Not really sure to make of it. Not what I expected. Let's see if the chase theme brings it back. Oh yeah, no, I remember the chase theme. Chase theme is good, or the chase layer, sorry. But I don't like layer 3. And the 2 layers here, layer 2 is nice, but layer 1, both of them are very unmemorable. You could sort of plaster them onto any killer almost. Overall as a package? No, I don't like it. It's just not for me, so I'll leave it there. It's staying cursed with a hex. I'll review it by the end, and we'll see if, when I sit on it for a bit longer, we'll see if it changes. But for now, let's move on to... Spooky, Scary Skull Merchant. It was changed, like, within the last 2 years, so it's a late change. Anyway, let's listen to it. Yeah, I was gone by this point. I wasn't around for Skull Merchant and Singularity, and then I came back for Alien for a while, and then stopped again for another 2 years. So this is all new to me. I think I came across Skull Merchant once. That's about it. Highly controversial chapter. Nothing much in layer 1, it's... Although I do like the hints of the sort of digital aspect of it, the drone warfare sort of aspect, you can sort of see the seeds of it. Whoa! This is layer 2? This sounds almost like a chase. That's way too jarring. Ugh, the motif is really... repeating, like it's like grinding in your ear a bit. Although I do like the sort of metallic futuristic sound it does. It's just a bit much too soon. Let's see. Okay. Wait. Layer 2 should have been Layer 3. What? It's kind of... It escalated so much in Layer 2, now it's gone down. I don't know what to make of this. Alright, let's do Chase. Now I can barely hear anything of the other layers. It's completely changes. This completely gets away from the whole features advanced technology killer. I don't know what they were doing. Like, I wanted to give her the benefit of the doubt because she gets so much hate, and I think a lot of people would have judged her theme based on how they feel about her as a killer. So I was kind of hoping for an underdog theme there, but it's not. Our first decisive strike. Singularity. Now, I've come across him a bit more lately, and I saved up enough to buy him in-game lately, so he's quite fun to play, actually. He feels very smooth, which is, I was expecting a lot of jank. Layer 1? It's alright. Let's see if 2... Oh, yeah. Like, if the Singularity didn't exist, this would actually work well for Skull Merchant. At least in her Layer 2. It's got that technology thing, and it came out so close together, it's interesting. I think they were going the whole futuristic technology sort of route at that time. Introduces a bit of variety. Horror comes in many ways. Right, 3. Yes. Like an alarm. Like, your heart just jumps out of your chest when you hear that. If you heard that, like, in some sort of lab, you're sneaking into some lab somewhere, and you heard that. That would be so intense. Yeah, it's pretty good. Fits extremely well. I don't enjoy it. The futuristic sound doesn't appeal to me personally, unless you're Cyberpunk or Blade Runner, but this is good. It fits so well. No, Oni is too good. Put it above Dredge. Yeah, that's very fair. Up next, we got Xeno. Yes. And this one got the Ghostface treatment, where the PTB is completely different from the live. But I'm only going to judge the live today. Now, I love Xenomorph. It's my favorite horror creature ever created, so a lot of bias towards this. And Xeno brought me back to DbD when I was trying to leave it behind me. Layer 1. Surprisingly, nothing. Let's see what Layer 2 does. Layer 2 changes a lot. And this is very intense for a Layer 2. But then, you know, I'm not an expert on creating these, so maybe this is the intent. I just don't like that some killers have a very understated Layer 2, and then all of a sudden others have Layer 2s that almost look chases. Although I do like this. It's just not evolving on the first. That drops it a bit, but let's see of Layer 3. Ooh. My god, it's been so long since I've gone up against Xeno that I completely forgot about Layer 3 and what it sounds like. I barely remember this. Because no one plays Xeno, except me. Xeno is my main at the moment. I really like that. And Chase. It's decent, but it's not Alien. As in, not in the I'm talking about not Alien from the original 1979. This is very divorced from that. It doesn't feel like it comes from that, and this is what this chapter is based on. So, and when I played that Alien Isolation again recently, and it just the music is perfection in that. So I'm gonna have to drop it down a bit, and I didn't expect that. That doesn't even feel like Aliens, James Cameron's Aliens. It feels, Yeah, no, it's different. It's very different. But I did like Layer 2 a lot. Let me just do it again. And Layer 3. Yeah, I do like Layer 3 a lot as well. I hate to do it, but it feels really inconsistent. No, I like it more to Sadako's. Yeah, that's a shame, considering I'm such a fan of him. Alright, Chucky. Now, I'm seemingly the only person on the planet who hasn't seen a Child's Play movie, so I know next to nothing about Chucky. But let's play the music. I only went up against Chucky once, and it was 2 weeks ago. It's interesting because I had no idea of his power, so I had to learn very quickly on the fly. And it wasn't even Chucky, it was actually Bride of Chucky, so it wasn't even him. Okay, layer 1 is... yeah. A bit understated again. This could fit a lot of the killers. Doesn't stand out as much. Let's see layer 2. Ooh. Okay, it really upped its game there. I like that. I know next to nothing about Chucky, but when I look at this image and I hear that, that's like, yeah, that fits. It has that sort of doll effect to it. It's so good. Alright, let's see how layer 3 builds on it. Ooh. That's quite the switch up. Very strong, actually. I kind of wish they didn't completely remove the sort of the doll effect. I can't really hear it as much, but otherwise, other than that, that's really nice. All right, let's see Chase Theme. Oh, very dramatic. Huh. This is very different from what I've heard from the others. And obviously I'm not a Chucky expert, so I can't really comment on it if it fits. I know that layer 2 definitely fits. My god, that was really good. It's kind of all over the place for me, but if you're a Chucky fan, then it's probably perfect, but I haven't watched the Child's Play movie, so... Okay, let's get a move on because this video's gone on long enough. The Unknown. Ooh, I'm looking forward to this one. I have not listened to this in isolation. And this is a killer that I think we all agree is incredible. Okay, layer 1. Very fitting. Not really standing out yet. I always sort of measure on the aspect of if the layer can fit with any other killer, rather than specifically one. But let's see what layer 2 does. Ooh. Now this is more unique. From what I know of the Unknown's lore, this is really good. Layer 3. Huh. I never played against the Unknown, so I don't know what this sounds like in game, but this is quite a switch up. Still fits. Let's see what layer 4 does. Oh, it brings back the little melody from layer 2. Oh, that's very interesting. So I thought it was going to drop it and just completely change it up for layer 4 again. But no, it's bringing it all together. That's really good. Again, I wish I knew more about the technicalities of music, because there's an instrument they're doing here that actually sounds like the way he talks, with the really off pitch. Very good, that is very good. But personal enjoyment all over the place, so yeah, between Clown and Hag, I think. Yeah, I'll leave him there for now, but that could change. Alright, next is a Vecna. I haven't gone up against Vecna, so I know nothing. This is the first time listening. And if you're putting this video on in the background and not looking at the screen, then this is the Vecna from Dungeons & Dragons, not Stranger Things. This is the real Vecna. Okay, layer 1 is... it's alright, it's kind of noise. Let's see. Ooh! Now usually I would say that's kind of jarring, the transition, but no, I think it's still... It's loud, but it's not overstated, it's not drowning out everything. Oh, I like that. I would love to hear this in-game. I just haven't come across them yet. Alright, layer 3. Oh! Very psychotic. That's interesting. Alright. Layer 4. Ooh! The violins take a back seat. And then the drums kick in. That's interesting. That is very interesting. I like it. And I can't comment on whether it fits because although I have had many offers, I know next to nothing about D&D and don't really have an interest in playing it yet. So, I can't comment on how it's adapted, but on its own terms, it's really unique. It really stands out. It goes into another killer track, I think. But where? Sorry, Dredge. Right, Dracula. You like Castlevania, don't you? Yes, I do, actually. I've come across him twice. So, I've heard his theme a couple times to recognize it, but I don't know much about the earlier layers. Very fitting layer 1. This is very good. You hear this and you know it's Castlevania. That's always a good sign. Oh god, that's good. And although it comes in so abruptly, it doesn't feel abrupt. I like that. Alright, layer 3. Yeah. Just adding to 2. Becoming overwhelming now. The church organ is just so prevalent. Alright. Yep. Fantastic. But I'm conflicted. I don't feel like my personal enjoyment brings it up to a sublime. even though it's really, really good. It's probably the highest of another killer track. So that's where it's gonna stay. Right, Houndmaster. Funny story about Houndmaster is I hadn't come across her at all. And when I was originally going to do this video 3 days ago, I'd still not come across her. But then I got caught up and I couldn't make the video. And then I played a game and there she was. So I went up against her for the first time. And from what I remember from the game, the music was really good. So I'm excited to hear this in isolation. Alright, layer 1. Ah. Very subtle, but it's effective. Layer 2. Oh, yeah. Mr. April is just showing off now. He's just... This is really good. I hope layer 3 keeps up the quality. Oh. This is brilliant. Oh god, this is so good. I could see myself listening to this on its own outside the game often. Oh, I'm bringing it all home. One of those rare themes that everything just comes together. Like everything is an integral piece, every layer. It just fits. I could just picture her and the dog chasing me with this. Fantastic. Sublime. Where on the Sublime scale? I can't believe I'm putting it above Doctor. Wow. This really surprised me today. Right. Oh, and I've been looking forward to my next candidate. Kaneki. Oh, just before we continue. I've read the manga of Tokyo Ghoul. I watched the anime back in the day. Only the first season is okay. The rest is awful. But the music and everything about it, the acting, perfect. But the manga is incredible. So I do have preconceived expectations about how Kaneki's theme should sound. Without further ado, let's continue. And right from the first layer, it's already unique to him. It's perfect. Skip a bit to layer 2. Yes, oh my god. The way, like, the piano is such an integral instrument in the music of Tokyo Ghoul, which is from one of my favorite composers, by the way, Yudika Yamada. He also composed Villain Saga, and that's my favorite anime, so. There's probably a lot of bias towards this, but man, even if you're separated from all of that, you knew nothing about Kaneki. This is just another level. Right, there 3. Oh, God. It's just making me want to listen to the Tokyo Ghoul soundtrack now because they've got the piano and the guitar so perfect in capturing the spirit of it. The way they make the piano sound off-key and crazy, but like it still follows the structure just about. It's like a representative of Kaneki's mindset. It's so good. And to bring it all home, yeah. I don't need it anymore. Ooh, yeah. I can't believe I put something above Slinger. But there you go. When I listen to that, it makes me want to close the video and just go and watch Tokyo Ghoul scenes, or listen to the entire soundtrack, or read the manga again. That's what good music should do. And to be able to do that in the structure of the 4-layer theme, it's just so impressive. Right, Springtrap. I have a bit of nostalgia for FNAF, but I'm not really super attached to it. It's not on this playlist, so... Layer 1. That's a decent layer 1. My experience with FNAF is I went to my friend's house and we played 1, 2, and 3. That's about it. I don't have any particular attachment to the series. Either way, this is a good layer 1. Let's get layer 2 there. Oh, very strong layer 2 off the bat. I really like that. Layer 3. Pretty nice. Although I do miss the little melody they had in 2. Seems like it's pulled back a bit. But it's at the right level of intensity for a layer 3. And layer 4. Oh, it goes back to the simplicity of layer 2, but keeps the intensity. I love it. It has that like childlike sort of effect on it. It's like this should be innocent and childlike, but it's distorted and creepy, and I love it. Okay, I didn't expect to like it as much as I did, but that was really good. Layer 3 was probably the weakest part of it, but otherwise it's pretty good. It's really good. Yeah, I like it more than the Hags. I think it just has the right instruments to just really just mess with my brain and tap into my dopamine receivers. Alright, the Krasue is next. I have not met her in the game yet. And I have no idea what her music is, so... let's have a look. And I know nothing about her, so I wouldn't know what fits or whatever. Layer 1 is okay. I like the sort of humming. Not humming, but that sort of drone in the background. That's about it though. Other than that, it's kind of repetitive. Let's see what layer 2 brings. Oh! I like that a lot. This would be really creepy to experience in game. Layer 3. Oh, that's very cool. It's very different. Very unique. Layer 4. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't know what to think. It's really good. I kind of wish the drums would pull back just a little bit so that the jingles in the background could be more prevalent because they're the creepiest part. But otherwise, this is really, really, really good. I can't wait to experience that in game. Another killer track. Definitely. I like Legion's mixtapes just a tiny bit more. Okay, now we have Henry Creel. Poor old Henry. I got up against him once, and he didn't even have his Vecna form. He had the other form that's sort of half distorted, like he's still a bit human and half distorted. So I haven't really gone up against this proper Vecna yet. Layer 1 is a bit surprisingly understated. Let's see if Layer 2. Ooh. Huh. Not what I expected. This doesn't sound very him. Let's see what layer 3 does. I was sort of expecting like a sort of hint of the 80s synth like the Demogorgon has, but also the grandfather clock sound, the horror sound. I know he has that mechanic in the game, but I was kind of hoping that they were gonna put it into the song somehow, like mesh it in with the song. Well, you know, that's, you can't judge a song for what it doesn't have, but you need to judge a song for what it does have. Huh. The melody is very repetitive. And again, this is, like, I haven't been a fan of Stranger Things since Season 2, but I liked certain aspects of Season 4, and mainly the horror imagery and stuff, so... And I know the music very well, so this doesn't really scream Stranger Things or Vecna in Stranger Things. Okay, layer 4. Right. I was expecting to like this one. It sounded different in game. It sounded a bit... Maybe I just wasn't focused enough because, you know, it's like, oh, it's Henry Creel. What's his power? How do I counter him? I was kind of more focused on that, but yeah, I did not expect that. Krasue with a Hex. To me, it's a little bit boring, a bit repetitive, and very devoid of personality. Especially when it comes from a series that, no matter the quality of the series, the music was top tier. And for our final candidate, the reason I'm back into DbD after 2 years, it's the J-Man himself. Let's listen to his music. I've heard it a lot in-game, but again, he teleports, so I haven't heard layer 2 and 3 much. Right, layer 1. Yeah. Pretty good. It's very... Even just from layer 1, this is so Jason. Let's skip to layer 2 then. Yep. The really harsh strings, I love that. The composer of the original Friday the 13th, Harry Manfredini, he was very like aggressive with the strings, and it's become such an iconic part of Jason's identity. Layer 3. It sounds retro with the strings, but it also sounds modern. It's like a perfect blend. This is what Jason's music should sound like in any future movie or show. And we'll finish it off with layer 4. Oh, I love it. I really just love it. I know I'm sort of biased because I'm obsessed with Jason. I've been wanting him to come to the game for so long. I remember back when I was first playing the game and I was constantly looking up every month who the next killer might be and hoping it was Jason, and looking at all the interviews, and every time Jason was brought up and they're like, oh, he's always welcome, but the license, and I was keeping up the license with news that hopefully the lawsuit had resolved so he can come to DbD. It's insane to me that he's in the game. The novelty hasn't worn off for me yet. This music just encompasses all of that. It is 100% sublime. But where will I put it? Yeah, there he is. That's perfect. I think that's very fitting, and it's so good. After 10 years, we're at this moment. Look at all these killers. 10 years of this. I did not expect to be here 10 years later, and we're talking about all these killers in one game, and talking about all their music. It's incredible. Regardless of your feelings towards the game, your qualms, I think we can all agree that this roster is just insane in all the best ways. And I did not expect to have the category of Sublime to be the one with the most candidates. That was a happy surprise. I don't know if that dilutes everything though, because, you know, Sublime should be reserved for the best of the best, but to me, these are on that level. I think I'm pretty satisfied with what I picked here. If you're watching this and have things to say about it, if you disagree, I would love to hear why, and I could talk about all this for days. This is just... I wish I could do a killer tier list, but I own only about half the roster, and I'm not even close to having played all of them, and especially not to the point where I could rank them. So for now, we just have to deal with this. But this was definitely a fun idea, a fun tier list to make. It's new for me. This is my first tier list, so... But for now, pretty satisfied with this, and here's my final list. I don't know how long this video is going to be, but I'm going to cut it down as much as I can, and hopefully it has a nice flowing rhythm, and you all enjoyed. If you made it this far, I'm very grateful, because this is a long video, and that's a lot of time to be dedicating to me. I'm sincerely grateful for that. Thank you. Anyway, I'm going to go back and play a few more games of DbD tonight. Thanks for dropping by, and you all take it easy.